So they always put us in comedy condos. That became a thing. At first there were hotels, but then to save money, they'd rent an apartment and house the monkeys in there. And some of them were great. Usually they would deteriorate. You know, they started off really well with cleaning services. Eventually, it would just be the club manager's girlfriend / waitress who would then clean the place, which meant walk through and throw in a roll of toilet paper as she passed through the place. You know, that was it. But the worst, without a doubt, worst comedy condo I ever stayed in was in West Palm Beach, Florida. So I fly in. I'd heard, hey, it's a great club. I heard it's a great club. So I fly in the daytime. They take me to this place. Didn't look like a great neighborhood. I walk in. It was a terrible little house. It was a little house, like a little Florida, one of those little Florida cottage shacks kind of thing, you know, real flimsy feeling. It had, I remember going into the bathroom and peeing and hearing my pee hit dirt. That's what I heard, you know. It's Florida. Summer, there's no air conditioning. It's one of those things. Well, you got a swamp cooler. Swamp cooler is just like a fan blowing over water. That's all it is, you know. It was like made from the parts from an old B-29 bomber. I don't know what it was. It was loud. It was noisy. It shook. I turned it on. The whole building kind of shook. So at night, I come back, and the neighborhood, which I thought was kind of iffy, was definitely totally not good. There was a lot of drug deals going on. You could see it. I come at the show. I get into the house. There's no phone in there. I'm just kind of isolated. There was one of these bad little TVs, a little black and white with an antenna, and you kind of hold, you know, it was just terrible. The whole thing was terrible. I'm sitting there sweating in a chair, and all of a sudden there's pounding on the front door, pounding. Hey, hey, hey! And I open the door, and this guy comes in, and he's kind of bleeding from, what is he kind of? He's bleeding from the forehead. He goes, they hit me with a fucking ball-peen hammer, a fucking ball-peen hammer. You know, he's dressed in a Lacoste shirt and chino slacks, and he's bleeding and yelling about hit with a ball-peen hammer. First of all, I had to give credit to whoever. A ball-peen hammer is a funny thing to hit somebody with. I mean, if you're going to, he's like, what tool? Hit him with a screwdriver. A ball-peen hammer. It's just a funny hammer name. A comedically funny hammer name. Look, right, the guys are good. So then he's screaming. He's going, I got hit me with a ball. Obviously, it was a drug deal gone bad. I knew immediately. But now he's like, well, you got a fucking phone. You got to call a phone. He wants to call the police. He wants to call the authorities for a drug deal gone bad. So I know it was a head injury. It was a head injury. Yeah. So then he starts screaming out the door. He's like, yeah, fuck. And he's using the N-word, and he's screaming out the door. Now, I don't know the guy, but I live there. This is my neighborhood. So now I'm at the front door trying to get this guy to come in. He's screaming. There's screaming going on. And then somebody somewhere called the police. And the police showed. He runs out there. He starts yelling. They take him away. I don't know if they arrested him. They take him away. And I'm standing on the porch, and everybody's just looking at me. And I went, I don't know the guy, that kind of thing. And a beer bottle hits the place. So then I go, I got to leave. I got to go. I just got a hotel. Got a cab to come, got a hotel. I didn't go back. And the club owner's like, well, you didn't like the condo? That's not a condo. That's like a prison movie scene. You didn't like the condo?